Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Andy in Singapore. If you haven't done so, I'd like to remind you to remember to click the like and subscribe buttons because I need all the support I can get from you. Thank you very much for doing that. In today's video, we are going to take a very quick look at this new G-Shock that I have in the studio with me today. This is the GM-B2100 metal version, full metal bracelet version. And the reference number for this watch is GM-B2100PC. So I'm inclined to believe that the PC should stand for some kind of purple something something, because I can see that this watch has got really beautiful looking purple markers. So yes, I have reviewed a GM-B2100 before. I reviewed the full gold version. This G-Shock model, I think it is, very well built. In terms of build quality, you can definitely feel the difference between this one and a more regular CasiOak. So the 2100s, they are affectionately known as the CasiOaks. These two watches, they are very, very similar. Right? So there are still a little bit of differences when it comes to the exact dimension. So the full metal case versions, they have a smaller bumper. Alright, so you can see that the side bumper here protrudes slightly less than the regular resin version. Alright, so I think you can see that the bumper here comes out a little bit more. We're looking at maybe 1mm or so, maybe even less. Alright, so in terms of actual dimensions and the size of the bezel and all that, there are some differences. And I think with the claws here, alright, are these things called claws? So with the claws here, there are also some differences. And I think in terms of the buttons protrusion, you can tell at one glance here that the full metal version, the buttons protrude more than the resin version, the standard resin versions of the 2100. Alright, so in terms of watch operation and accuracy and this and that, they remain largely identical. So this one here comes with a movement that has got a module that's got Bluetooth connectivity and this and that. Alright, so I think the main difference between this and the resin version could be the module holder. Alright, so inside there could be a metal holding on to the module, this and that, sort of a clip or a cage. Of course, this one here is going to cost a lot more. We're looking at about $650 if I'm not wrong. And you can definitely get this watch from our boutique. This is where the watch was loaned in from. So let's have a closer look at the metal CasiOak with the lens zoom in very slightly. Okay, you can see that it's got a good mix of brush and polished surfaces. So this is very typical of a Casio's full metal watches, alright. It's usually the top that is left brushed or satinized and the sides are all polished, shiny polished surfaces. Okay, very well built. Even the clasp here is well built, okay. Really nice, solid looking scissor, as well as the buckle clasp here. Very well made for a CasiOak. Alright, so normally when people talk about Casios, it's always resin, plasticky, and nothing much to shout about in terms of build quality, alright? Not the most refined, alright? But I have to tell you this, alright, so I do feel that for a metal version of G-Shock, it sort of defeats the purpose. Okay, I would never buy a full metal version of any G-Shocks, let alone one that has got a metal bracelet. Why? Why is this so? Because I feel that for a G-Shock watch, it has to be on a resin strap. So just have a look at my other CasiOaks, okay? Typically I like to wear them in this iteration, full resin version Alright, so this is what a G-Shock is for. Alright, you want to wear a G-Shock where you can, wear it for sports and for work. So you don't have to worry about banging up the watches against the doorway, against the shelves and all that. Alright, or the kitchen top. Or even on my table here, which is sort of a textured surface. So if you bang it on the table or if you, brush it across, I think if you have a resin version, it's going to hold up quite good, quite well. But if you have the full metal version of a G-Shock, can you imagine the buckle here resting against my tabletop, which is a textured surface? You can hear the sound. Sa, 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 sa. Alright, so I don't think these things are going to hold up very well, and that sort of defeats the purpose of wearing a G-Shock, because G-Shock is meant to be rugged and all that. So this will scratch up very, very badly. And if you were to baby it, then again, it serves no purpose at all as a G-Shock. So I think in concluding this watch review, this very short one, I feel that the full metal clad versions of G-Shock, I think they are quite redundant. Alright, sure, it is nicely made, stainless steel parts and this and that, good high quality case back, screwed in case back with a DLC coated case back cover and this and that, made in Japan, JDM model and all that. But you're not going to feel the same if you wear this type of G-Shock. Alright, you're not going to treat it like a G-Shock. You're going to treat it like a luxury watch, and you're going to baby it. So I don't think it is what I want from a G-Shock. So let's have another look at these beautiful purple indices and see how they change at various light angles. Now you can see how beautiful they look, and this has to be the main draw of this particular model. So before we end off the video, let me just show you a really quick and staged wrist shot of the full metal CasiOak. Okay, so this watch, or rather this bracelet here, still has the protective film going on, and it doesn't articulate very well, so please bear with me on that. In terms of overall wearing experience and the feel of this watch, it sits much taller than your regular CasiOak. Definitely feels heavier. Okay, so this is a full length bracelet unsized. It comes in at around 160 grams, so it is a really long bracelet. So for me, I might have to remove maybe 6 links or so, and I'm pretty confident that it's going to come down to about 140 grams, 130 grams maybe. But even then, it is way too heavy, because a typical CasiOak will come in at around 57 or 58 grams. This is a very lightweight watch, and it is also very thin, alright, compared to many other G-Shocks. If I'm not wrong, it comes in at just around 12 millimeters or 11.8. But this with the protruding case back is going to add on a lot to the thickness, and the overall wearing experience is also very different. Alright, so it is a G-Shock that doesn't feel like a G-Shock, okay? And of course, it is priced differently. So this model is going to set you back 600-ish Singapore dollars, and probably more for a serious G-Shock collector. Alright, so I'm going to end on this video by saying goodbye to you. This is Andy in Singapore. I'll see you next week for more reviews. Bye bye.